Okay, hi everybody. Today I'm going to talk about Copilot Cowork, and I don't know how many of you already tried it, but I have been trying it since the beginning. Even before it was announced, I worked with the product team on Copilot Cowork. It wasn't even named that way, but yeah, I've been using it for a couple of months now, and I'm really happy with how this feature or product has turned out. So first, a little bit of an introduction. My name is Daniel Laskewitz, and I'm a principal cloud advocate at Microsoft. And I work mostly with the Power Platform. I work with Copilot Studio a lot, so I also work on the Agent Academy, the courses that we have there. You already saw Agent Academy Live, which is coming next week. That's also something I have been working on. So me and my team, we have been doing a lot of Copilot Studio work. And now we are also working on Copilot Cowork. So to go a little bit deeper into this, yeah, Copilot Cowork, for the people who don't know that yet, it's about delegating real work and not just prompting. The thing is, when you use Microsoft 365 Copilot, a lot of people have been asking us, you can ask a whole bunch of things, and it's a lot about getting information, but it's not that much about doing something. And that's where Copilot Cowork comes in. It really helps you to take actions. So what you can do is you can ask it to perform an action, and then it kind of works like you give it a task. So you think of a task, you give it a task, then it starts working on that task. You might have another task that you need to do. You can also fire that off, and then maybe another one. So you have 3 tasks running. And then when the first task needs some input, you can provide the input there, and for the second one as well, etc. So you can kind of loop between all those tasks and give it the information it needs. What's really cool about this feature as well is that it's really observable and controllable. So it will always ask you before it will do something. There are some exceptions, and one of the exceptions, I'll show you that in a demo as well, is, for instance, a mail to yourself. But when you want to mail to somebody else, it will always ask you if you want to actually approve that or not. It is all grounded in WorkIQ, so you can use all the Microsoft 365 sources that you want to do. So that is something that you can use in Copilot Cowork as well. It's also integrated fully in the Microsoft Security Suite, so you can also use those tools together with it. It's built in partnership with Anthropic. So the models that you can see now in Cowork are the Anthropic models. And that also means that when you are in Europe, we are currently in Germany, when you are in Europe, you don't have the Anthropic models available out of the box, or you have them available, but you need to enable them. And that is something that you have to be willing to do, because otherwise it won't work. So we have now 2 models. We have the Sonnet model and the Opus model in Copilot Cowork. Yeah, you have to enable that when you are in the EU or in the UK. If you are in the US, it's already enabled by default. So that's something you need to be aware of. A little bit about the architecture. So, of course, we have a user interface for Copilot Cowork. That's where you actually can fire off all those tasks and actions, and you can add files to it, etc. Below that, we have the Cowork services. So you have the runtime below that. You have a secure execution sandbox. That is a sandbox where you can have per task, you can kind of ask for a whole bunch of things, and it can run Python. It can do a whole bunch of things there. And of course, we have that enterprise-grade security below that. And that will have Microsoft Entra ID behind it. It has Purview behind it, and Agent 365 will come as well. We also have the foundation models, which you can see on the left side. So we can use Sonnet, Opus, and Haiku is not yet available yet, but we have Sonnet and Opus in there. And of course, we can use all the Microsoft services on the right. So you can use email and calendar, you can use Teams, you can use SharePoint. There's a bunch of different options there. And we, of course, use that with WorkIQ as well. So the intelligence on top of those services is there as well. let me quickly go into the demo because I think it's always more important to show the real demo. And I already opened Copilot Cowork. So when you want to open Copilot Cowork, you have to go to Microsoft 365 Copilot, and then you have to select the Cowork Frontier agent in there. If it's not there, your admin needs to enable that in the environment. So you need to have an admin that has enabled it. Also, the anthropic models have to be enabled. So that is something your admin has to do. But when that is all enabled, you can go to the Cowork Frontier agent, and then you will have an agent here where you can start chatting. So you can start prompting. You have a place here where you can input your prompt. You can click on add attachments, for instance. So you have a whole bunch of options here. You can add work context. You can add images and files if you want to. You can attach cloud files from OneDrive, SharePoint, or Teams. You also have an option to use the microphone, so you can also speak directly at it. You can also format the text. So if you want to have bullet points, etc., or bold text, you can do that as well. And we have a couple of prompts here. So if you want to, for instance, try it out without having to write a prompt yourself, you can actually use one of these options here. So for instance, when I click on organize my inbox, you can already see that there's a whole prompt available, and I can run that if I want to. So you don't have to you don't have to start from scratch, basically. There are a bunch of tasks that you can have. So I already created a whole bunch of tasks here. So I can see my recent tasks here, and I can also use scheduled prompts if I want to. So if I have a recurring task that I want to perform, I can do that as well. But first, there are some things that you need to be aware of as well. If you look here at the auto button, there are some options here to select the model that you want to use. So you can either choose Claude Sonnet or Opus, or you can set it to auto. I usually use the auto option because it works really well for me. So yeah, you can pick that out as well. If you click here on the three dots, there are even more options here. And one of them that I really like is the keyboard shortcuts. I really want to emphasize that as well, because sometimes keyboard shortcuts are really easy to use as well, and it can get you somewhere faster. So that you don't have to click around, but you can just use a whole bunch of different shortcuts in there as well. So make sure if you want to use shortcuts that you can use those here as well. There's also notification. Currently, I don't have any new notifications, but if I start a task and it's done, it will notify me of the status of that task. So, for instance, what I said with the free task that you can fire off and then come back to when it needs input, it will also notify you when it needs input. So that's something that you need to be aware of as well. So first, let's start by asking it something. So I'm going to add here, can you give me an overview of all your tools and skills? When I hit send, it will start that new task. So I automatically get a new task, and it gave me a name already. I can also rename that name, that task if I want to, so that it's more interesting for me or something that I can remember better. But it's really nice to see that you can just ask for its tasks, and then you can see already all the different capabilities that you have. So you can see that we can do a whole bunch of things on email. So we can use Outlook for calendar. We can use Teams to read and send chat messages, one-on-ones, group or channel. We can do a whole bunch of listing of Teams channels and members. We have a whole bunch of different options here available. And then below that, you can also see that we have the skills here. And skills are more of a specialized capability. So what you can do here is you can create documents. So you can create Word files, Excel spreadsheets, PowerPoint decks, PDFs. You also have some productivity skills that you have. So if you want to have a daily briefing, or you want to have a meeting prep or something like that, you can do that as well. There's a lot of functionalities that you have here. And also, if you want to do something with visual dashboards or charts, you can do that as well. So you can easily, maybe you have some data that you want to analyze. You can just upload that and then ask it to create some charts out of that. there are also skills available that you can create yourself. You can add your own skills as well. So to go a little bit deeper into that, I'll come back to that later, but let's move forward to another one that I have been doing before. And let me check that. That's this one. And I'll give you the details a little bit later as well. But what I've done is I have a batch check CSV file, and that's a CSV file that I can pull up here. It's a CSV file that has a name, it has a batch ID, it has a city, a building name, an entry date, and an exit date. And what a lot of companies have is they have a check-in, check-out system for the company passes. So when you are going into the office, you can open the door with your badge, and when you go out, you have to check out as well. As you can see here, some of the people here, and this is all fictional, so there's no real names here. You can see that some of them have like an exit date time that's empty. And that means that somebody might have opened the door and another person also left the building without checking out. So that is something where you can see that there's a checkout missing, basically. And what I did there is I will close this one and I'll show you my prompt. And what I did here, I said, the attached file contains building access record for employees across multiple global office locations, and it talks about the different columns that we have here. It gives also a little bit of a prompt that whenever there's no exit time, it means the employee forgot to check out. And then I asked to analyze the file and calculate per person the total number of entries and how many times they forgot to check out. And do a ranking. It should give me an HTML report and email the HTML report to myself. And I went through this whole thing and it gave me a response that it sent it. And here's the snapshot. And what we can see here on the side, and this is the real cool part about Cowork, is that you have the progress. So those are the different parts of the task that you have here. It says it's analyzing the batch data, it's emailing the report, and it built the HTML report. So here we can also see the output folder, where you have the HTML file, the input folder where we have the batch check CSV, and there are no skills in this case. If I click on the building access top 10.html, you can see the HTML report that the Copilot Cowork task generated. And that's what you can see here. So we can see that there are a couple of them. And of course, I generated the file with fake data, but I asked it to have 3 people that have a lot of misses. So a lot of people forget to check out, for instance. And that's what's also reflected in this report. But what I did was I sent it also to my email. And when I click on the email, you can see here that I have my email. And one of the things that I noticed is that when I hover over this, it's white text and it's not really showing well in this email. And this has a very good reason, actually, because the HTML report that got generated, it uses a lot of CSS that is like modern CSS, and that's not supported in Outlook. So what I thought was, well, how can I make this better? So how can I make this a better HTML report? And I went to one of my favorite websites in the AI era, and that's skills.sh. It's a really nice website where you can find a whole bunch of skills that you can use for AI tools. And when you scroll down here, you can see that there are a whole bunch of different skills from different sources. So you can see here, Vercel Labs is one of them, Anthropic is one of them, Microsoft is one of them. There are tons of different skills available. And you can see that also a lot of people are installing this. And I picked one that I really like, and that's the front-end design skill. And that's a skill that has been created by Anthropic. And it gives me a whole skill where it's going through design thinking, it's showing aesthetics for the typography, the color and theme, motion, etc., a whole bunch of things. And I can use this. What's also really important about the skills.sh website, it has security audit. So this is something I really like because skills can do a lot of harm as well when they are injecting some kind of bad text in there, for instance. And the security audits are really helpful because they are checking the skills every single time, and it will give you a pass or maybe an alert or a warning. And this is really nice to see that it all passes, and you can even go into those security audits to see more. But in this case, I just went to my OneDrive, and in the OneDrive, you can go to Documents and then Cowork, and within that, you can add a folder for skills. And in that folder, you can add multiple skills on your own. So you can add, for instance, the front-end design one, and then I have the skill.md file here, which I can open, and then I can see what's in that skill.md. And that's the same file as I showed you just in the website. And that means that I can use that in my Cowork as well. So when I click on another task that I ran, and that's kind of the same as what I did before, but I changed a small thing. So what I did here is I did almost the same prompt. I did add use the front-end design skill to generate a self-contained HTML report that includes a summary header, etc. In that file, in the front-end design file, I also added some extra information because I also wanted it to know that it couldn't use the modern CSS, so that it also works inside of Outlook. And when I click on this HTML file, you can actually see that it designed an HTML file for me, the same kind of thing, but it made it look a little bit more prettier. And when I go to my email, I can also show you here that this is what came out of it. So it looks a lot better, to me at least, than the previous one. It doesn't have any text that is in white, for instance, that I have to select to make it visible, for instance, but it gives me a whole bunch of details here. Yeah, and that's really how you can use the skills inside of Copilot Cowork as well. One other thing that I really wanted to show you is we have in Agent Academy now a part of the website called Cowork Collective. And we have a whole bunch of labs or missions in here that are available. And one of them is the badge tag mission that you can use to kind of do the same thing as I did before. It will go through all the steps there. So if I go to that mission, you can see that there are there's a whole description on how to use this, what the prerequisites are, a little bit about Copilot Cowork, and also the CSV file that you can download, and then you can go through all the steps to kind of get through the lab here, or the mission. We also have a couple of others. We have the compliance packet, which is a different scenario, and we also have an out-of-office vacation handoff, which is really cool, and it's using a lot of products here. So it's using Microsoft Teams, Microsoft Outlook. There's a lot of different things available there. So yeah, I would really like to encourage you to go to aka.ms/cowork-collective and to run through all three of the modules that we have available there, so that you can also get the badges for Cowork Collective. And with that, I would like to hand it over back to Vesa.